Well, hello, my darlings. Back with a little bit of a treasure haul. I don't have much, but a little bit. And I want to share it before I pack it all away and put it to where it's going to live inside my studio space. So I hope you're all doing well out there. Let's split these into, I had 3 locations I went to of my normal haunts. So let's have a look at this first one. As I've mentioned before, I've been collecting for like mixed media ideas, the Fallout idea. There's an old Monopoly game in the charity shop. Most of this, I think, will end up in the recycling. Whether I keep the box to do anything with, it's broken though, it'll probably go in the recycling. I was going to throw the board as well, but I'm thinking that's really good gray board. But will I use it? Because where I keep my recycling, I've got a sort of confined area, and it's full. So nothing else can really go in there. I found that ring, 50 pence I paid for it, but again, for a journal cover, because it's only got a simple brass ring on the back, and I think I can pop that off if I heat it up. And the back of the element is really flat, so that's a bonus. This is all probably going to go in the bin. The cards, the tray, the box. I only want these pieces. So some of the little houses, I've got a cat, I've got a car, I've got, a dinosaur, T-Rex, and a penguin, a duck. Ooh, what else is in here? Oh, the top hat is there. I've got the different sized houses, a couple of dice, and there's a dog, and there's a Titanic, I'm assuming. Yeah, that's all the ones in there. So I'm going to save those pieces. I may save the money. I've never really done anything with that, but I don't know. Something to think about anyway. Anybody out there use Monopoly money? And if so, how? How have you used it? So that can go out of the way a minute till I take it apart and separate it for the recycling. And in the tip shop as well, I found this. And it's a tin. It's an actual full-size tin. So whether I would go painting the tin, I like the tin a lot. It just needs something done to it. There's a book there with card games. That can go in the bin. I don't think I'll use that. But in here, a couple of them are spotty. Most of them are fine. But giant playing cards, I don't know if the full set is here. But I think there's a Dark Alice coming in my future as well. I've just recently started deconstructing one of my Ediths to look at an Edith Holden inspired one, but considering working on an Alice one as well, not one I've ever done before. And these are quite thin enough to fold down and get used as pages. They just need some distressing and different effects added to them, I think. Collage work. And the tin especially. So pop that out of the way. And in free books, I had 3 free books. British Trees in Colour. And whenever I've done woodland-based journals, they tend to go quite quickly. But I've got a few books over there in my fodder books on the trot that are woodland themed. But these I think would be lovely to add into woodland theme. So there's no images of trees in here, but like some of these could be, so they get the black and white images, and then you've got these color pages of leaves, twigs, buds of all the different trees. So some of them in here are really nice. So happy with that. picture conifers in there as well. And the cones from the conifers. So really pleased. That one's going. There was another one, Trees of the World. And again, this is like the little pocket guide ones. So there's examples in the imagery. And again, it's not the sort of modern photography. It's that old-fashioned type illustrations that we all love so much to incorporate into our makes. Ooh, that was a nice page. Like that. So, happy with that. This one, because I've started looking at an Edith-inspired one, The Language of Flowers. It's a small little book, but quite quaint. The Language of Flowers. And it's an alphabetical, sort of, again, that Edith style of the handwritten text. And things like Bay Tree Glory, a Beech Tree Prosperity, a Bilberry Treachery, Bindweed Humility. And it's just all these sort of words attributed to different plants. So let's say, for example, dogwood, durability. Elm is dignity. So yeah, I think these would be lovely incorporated into an Edith-inspired book for pockets. You've got these illustrations on the pages as well. But yeah, no, I'm pleased with that. So those are the 3 books. I have a little tray, 50 pence. Little trays are always useful. And these, I think that's B&Q. They're brass curtain rings. So I stood there in the shop looking at them, thinking, can I make a closure out of those? So I don't know, my friends. Anybody have any ideas? Making a closure for a book or incorporating that as a closure. It's got a funny little pinched wire bit on each one, which I can either leave or remove. But thoughts? So only a couple of pounds, so I thought I'll give them a go. And lastly, I popped back into the Climate Shop, which I've told you about before, that's priced everything in trees. So I had that bit of lace today, not much. It's a very pretty piece. Not very big, but enough for me. I quite like the pattern on it. And it does have some sort of hand sewing on the side. So whether somebody was trying to cover a teeny tiny window, I don't know. But it can come and live with me now. Thank you. And a pack of hanger clips. But they're like velvet. So whether these are Lakeland. There we go. Lakeland. I think Lakeland's going under, isn't it? But again, the same as my coffee clips I used before. I'm always on the hunt for clips that are going to be a little bit gentle. Whether those will be, I don't know. It's a good grip on them. But they're velvet lined, meant for clothing. So, for 50 pence, yes, I will give them a go. And 2 more rolls of this. I thought this was seam binding when I picked it up in the shop. It's full of fluff and all sorts. Cobwebs. And because this place is a proper, come and rummage through the boxes kind of shop. But I don't think it is seam binding. Really old piece of sellotape there. It's really transparent binding. It is very transparent. You can see the text through that. So my plan now, because I have so much of it here, is if any of you remember one of my last hauls from the climate shop, I had this giant pink roll of seam binding. So I'm going to take some of this, and I'm going to take some of this, and I'm going to do some test soaks in tea. So tea and coffee, I'm going to soak some of this in and see how it takes staining. So that's going away with that one to test. A little roll of just thin blue ribbon, but quite a bit of it. So yes, please. That one then is some little miniature, this is from the Works. 40 pence I paid for it, but they're little die cut playing cards. So again, the universe telling me I need to work on an Alice journal, I think. So those can go away. Come back to that, come back to that. Again, Alice. Isn't that book cover glorious? And I thought, what? Children's Golden Library. Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. Okay, so there's a dust cover. So I take the dust cover off, thinking I'm going to get a solid cover underneath. But no, I've got her underneath as well. Just as glossy. So, anyhow, but at least I'll have some Alice in Wonderland text that I can tear up quotes and snippets from to include in an Alice journal. So that is coming to live with me. An old dictionary, Autumn's Concise English Dictionary. Red line pages, lovely sort of leather-like cover. It is properly stitched in, so it could be altered as an altered book, but if you look, the binding is failed. So whether that block can be altered and then reattached, I don't know, because that's still there, but the binding has failed. Or I just harvest these as fodder pages for different book page products, because, again, the text in there is, the font and the text in there is really lovely. Not like your modern dictionaries. It's got an age to it. And again, some of the words are quite old-fashioned as well. So, yeah, happy with that. The other one is landscapes. And after playing with that Edith, starting to think more when I'm in the shops about what is actually stitched into the spine. So if you could see just in there, see if I can hold it up, you can see, is it going to focus? Yes. You could see that's a proper stitched signature. So if I find the center of that, there, the binding threads, is that on it? Where's the next one over? That one. So the actual binding threads are there. So I can free these pages to be one whole piece. Or I can alter the book to be an altered book. So thank you to Jez over at Najeza Creates as well, because that she does a lot of altered books, and it's got me thinking about that a lot more when I'm going to pick up books in the charity shops, is to check that binding to see what's going on there. So there's that one. And the last few bits, this definitely like a Temu thing or Chinese cheap and cheerful. Yesterday Once More. And it's, again, only a couple of quid I paid for it. It's stickers, papers. Let's have a look. I haven't even opened it yet. So your sort of faux antique looking papers and stickers. So I'll add it to the stash that I've got. What I'm going to do with them, I don't know. I'm not entirely sure I'm even going to keep them at this point, but I will have a think. So that can all go back in there for now, because it was only a couple of pence. Oh, it's not going to go back in there. I'll do that off camera. And the last one that I picked up were treasury tags. Again, my darlings, not something I've ever worked with before. If you know of anybody out there with junk journaling that's done a lot with treasury tags, can you please point me in the right direction? I have heard of them, but I've never actually used them before. So let's see. So it's a couple of good sized boxes here. Are they different sizes? What is that? That's 102 millimeter white. That's 25 millimeter. But I don't know what that means. Oh, okay. There we go. Pull a few of these out. So is that the length of the elastic? So it's got a good stretch to it, or is that the length you're supposed to put the holes? Because that's 102 millimeters. So that's what, 10.2 centimeters? Or is that the size of that? No, because that's longer. 10. Oh, that must be the difference between the holes. Because if I put that up to my centimeters, I'm just under 10. So 10.2 is just going to give it ever so slight tension on the elastic. Interesting. And that one is taped very well. Come on. There we go. Oh, those are plastic. Oh, they're little plastic baby ones. And there's loads in there. There's loads in there. Wow, look at the difference in that one. So that's the white one, and that's the little baby green one. So Steph, if you're listening over at Hilltop View Journals, they had more of these. So, is that elastic as well? No. That's just string. How does that work then? How do you put a treasury tag on with just string? Tinned steel, that says. British made. But that feels like plastic. I don't know. I'm going to have to Google it or YouTube it and figure out what the difference is. So I've got a whole bunch of these to play with for binding, and a whole bunch of these little baby ones. Oh, some of them are steel. Oh, they are steel. Oh, it looks like a box has been combined. Oh, there we go. So there's some plastic ones with just cord, like that, and then some steel ones with the green cord. Curious. Very curious now. So no, anybody work with these or seen any other channels do things with these? I'm intrigued and I want to play with them. So I need to go and look for some ideas that I can magpie. There we go. So that's all for me for now of these treasures that I found. I've got stickers flying everywhere now. So thank you ever so much, my darlings, for watching. And I am going to go and test this stuff I know that's just seam binding from last treasure haul, but this stuff, I'm intrigued. So thin, so transparent. I need to do some experiments on this, and I have plenty here to experiment with. So, thank you, my darlings, and hope to see you all back again soon. So, from me, bye for now. Right, my darlings, back with a quick little aside that I want to tack on to the end of the video. I did go and have a go dyeing these, one with tea, one with coffee. From these two big rolls that I've had from my recent treasure hauls, and there's an enormous amount on these rolls. So you had that sort of baby pink one, seam binding, quite heavy seam binding, and that sort of transparent white ribbon, synthetic ribbon. So I mixed some salt into my boiling water, and I put tea bags in that one and coffee in that one. And I don't think I put quite enough coffee in there. I think I could go darker with that one. And the tea bags, but I let them sit overnight, and I left the tea bags in that one. I think that's why it sort of steeped a bit darker, and I don't think I had quite enough coffee. But I know now that it will take the color. So from that original sort of sheer white, I've got that sort of lovely tea color now, and that slightly paler one. So both will work. It just depends on how long I think I'll leave them soak and the concentration that I put in there. So definitely worth another experiment because I got so much of it to use up. And then that baby pink came out this lovely sort of dusky rose kind of color. It's, I really like that color. And I'm far more likely to use these dyed colors than I am that white and baby pink. So for a little bit of a close-up, that was the results from the tea and the coffee. And this now, tea and coffee from that really thick seam binding. So quite pleased with that. So just wanted to pop on and share. And as I said, I'm still tidying up, still putting things away from treasure hunting, and I've started a new project. Lost my mojo a little bit, but slowly the muse is creeping back in. So I will be back on shortly with a new video, with a new book that I'm pondering. So thank you for watching, my darlings, and hope to see you back here again soon. Bye for now.